With the recent news that Michael Keaton was cast in the Flash solo movie to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne, we were all wondering if they're going to lead up to a Batman Beyond film. Now, Batman Beyond is a great story that hasn't been told yet, and I think it's another time for a fan cast of Batman Beyond. So, come along for the ride. Bruce's and I will join you. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Nerd News, a show created for nerds by a nerd. My favorite Batman is back in Michael Keaton. That's right, he's going to reprise his role as Bruce Wayne in the Flash solo movie. So far, still starring Ezra Miller, but we gotta wait till more news comes out on that one. But with all the fans seamlessly pulling for a Batman Beyond film that we've been waiting, us Batman fans have been waiting a while for that iteration in the Bat franchise. It's such a cool story, and I really hope this is the route that they're slowly taking us on. DC, slowly. That's not a word you're used to. You're used to, quick, yeah, here's the script, go. Slow, DC, slow. Now, I wanted to have fun with this. I wanted to give my casting choice for Batman Beyond. Now, I'm not going to cast every single villain. I'm only going to talk about 3 villains that should be in the movie, the actors and actress that should play these characters, and then the 2 main characters that we all know and love. But before we get into today's episode, if this is your first time here, please, I would highly suggest if you hit that like, the subscribe, and the notification bell, because it will indefinitely notify you of all future episodes as I create them. Alright, so let's reverse the clock here. If you guys aren't familiar with Batman Beyond, let me give you just a short synopsis of what Batman Beyond is all about. So it follows a teenage boy, Terry McGinnis, who lives in a futuristic world that is Gotham. So it's Gotham in the future. I don't know why I could have just said that. It's Gotham in the future. Bruce Wayne at this point is a very, very old man. He still is trying to fight crime, but he can't because, you know, he's old and he's like Mr. Glass Bones. He's part of AARP. You know, he's just old. He can't do it, and he needs to find a replacement. So he enlists in Terry and Bruce begin this little Mr. Miyagi, Yoda type relationship, and bam! The new Batman is here with all the new tech. So think if Iron Man and Batman teamed up, essentially. Now, before we get into it, now this is, I have no idea if they're going to lead up to Batman Beyond. The only character that I know will be cast young is Terry. All the other characters, who knows if they will be in the movie. If there is a movie, this is just who I want to see should a movie actually happen. So the first villain we're going to move on to is a villain called Spellbinder. And no, he's not a villain that can spell very big, complicated words. That would be weird. Now, Spellbinder has a really cool costume. Done right, like Christopher Nolan's, like serious tones, it would be very creepy. Spellbinder is kind of a mix of Mysterio and the Riddler, if you will. The Mysterio and the fact that he makes you see things, or he'll trick you in a certain way. And the Riddler because he kind of manipulates you through, you know, all these little tests, these verbal tests, if you will, these little, like, clues. I don't know why I'm doing Jack Sparrow, but where's the rum? He's a former high school physicist, so already you know he's going to be a villain because he's a high school physicist. Now, Spellbinder is a very long and lengthy kind of character. He's very long and lean. He's almost like a, I guess you see a track runner, you know, just really long muscles. So you need an actor who's a little bit longer, but has that vocal range that can just carry a scene just simply with his voice. Because you have that mask on, you're not going to really see his face. You're going to hear this voice. That voice has to freak you out. Like Kingpin, Vincent D'Onofrio. Like I said his name totally wrong. You hear that man's voice and you shiver in your boots. So my casting choice for Spellbinder is Hugh Laurie. Now, Hugh is best known for one specific character who's very rude, who doesn't care. He does things his way, but he's always right at the end. That's right, House. Hugh is a great actor. He has dramatic range. He has that voice that can go kind of creepy. If you hear him when he's House and he's really serious or he's really angry, there's a little underlining like creep factor, underlining like he will kill you if you don't do what he says. He also has amazing comedic chops. He's did a stint on BBC, a lot of BBC comedy shows, and he's just a hilarious individual as well. Spellbinder would give him the freedom to play this darker, like House with no rules, house with no morals, and a little bit of humor. It'll kind of give him an ability to kind of open this door to the possibilities of no, what's that word I'm looking for? What's that word I'm looking for? Oh my God, what's that word I'm looking for? I'll think of it. No boundaries. He would have no boundaries, much like how Heath Ledger, there was nothing he could have done wrong. Everything was about chaos, everything was about manipulation, and it was just, there was no rules, and this would kind of free him up to do that, just not as dark as the Joker. But like I said, he's got that voice that'll carry that character, and it will give you shivers every time he's on screen. So, Mr. Hugh, you are my Spellbinder. Next villain that I'm gonna cast, he's one of my favorite villains, if not the favorite villain in Batman Beyond, in that of Blight. Now, Blight is one of those characters that is the just arch enemy of Terry McGinnis. Now, Blight got exposed to a mutagen of his own kind, so he created himself by accident. He was transformed into a nuclear hazard, essentially. Now, for this character, before he gets transformed, before he has the accident, he has this like Norman Osborn feel to him, where he's very upright, he's very matter of fact, his hair is always combed, his head is always held high, and he knows exactly what he's doing. And yet again, you're gonna need an actor who is an actor, you know, who's not a character actor, someone who can carry a scene, someone who has that ability with their voice, because yet again, this will be a mocap suit. They need that ability with their voice to command the room, to have everyone turn their heads and look at them as soon as they open their mouths, and the actor that could do that is Christoph Waltz. I mean, Christoph Waltz is well known for a bunch of things, namely Tarantino movies, Django Unchained, Inglourious Bastards, and most recently, Alita: Battle Angel. I mean, his ability to not just carry a scene, but to command the room is so apparent, so beautifully apparent in Inglourious Bastards in the opening scene that, I mean, he should be in every movie. He's just that good. And in some scenes in Batman Beyond, Blight is kind of like his skin falls off, you know, that's normal. But his skin falls off and you see the glowing nuclear kind of his new form, if you will. It falls off and he's kind of like, don't look at me. If you look at me, it's gonna be bad. Just saying. I look horrible, I'm terrifying, and you'll probably die just by what's emanating off of me. And Christoph has that very distinct voice, you know what I mean? It's very matter of fact. Like, you hear his voice, you're like, yes, I know exactly who that is. So having a big actor like that take on a villain who's not well known yet is a perfect fit, because you have all the room to play with a character that is brand new. You can make it your own, Christoph. You can make it your own. So Mr. Christoph Waltz, you are my Blight. Now on to the last villain here before we move on to the main characters. Now this villain, she is a, yet again, not a well-known villain, but her powers are really, really cool. And her name is Inku? I think that's how you say it, Inku. Now Inku was born into the life of poverty, and of course, what happens when you live that life? You know, you steal, you rob, you turn into a life of crime, like every good villain's backstory. Yeah. And like all the good villains, a horrible lab experiment went completely wrong and transformed her into this kind of like blob. Think like Venom. You know, Venom can kind of like, when it comes off of Eddie Brock, it's like this blob that kind of transforms into certain things. That is her entire body. She has the ability to change her body shape, her body chemistry. She can fit, she's like Mr. Fantastic if Mr. Fantastic was like made of liquids. Now this character has an element of a bunch of cool female characters that I love. Mystique and Catwoman. So you need an actress who can fit the mold between Mystique and Catwoman. So the actress that I'm choosing for this role is Courtney Ford. Now Courtney is best known for her roles in Dexter, Legends of Tomorrow, and True Blood. Now Courtney can play shy, she can play dangerous, she can play that damsel in distress. She has all the means to actually fit this character perfectly the way this character needs to be showcased. Plus it helps that she looks identical to the character. So Courtney, you are my choice. Go forth and change your body molecules and destroy Batman. All right, now let's move on to the main two characters of Batman Beyond. Let's move on to Terry McGinnis. Now we know Terry is very young. He's a teenager. He's kind of like Peter Parker in that he is just out to this prove himself and to do, I'm gonna do this without any consequence. It's alright if I fall or break my leg, I'll get up, I'm a teenager. Terry is still learning, he has no patience at all, he just wants to be Batman or better than Batman. And so, training with someone like Batman, you're gonna need an actor who can have all those teenager tendencies. Someone who can show that they're fearless, someone who can show that they're a little too excited, and they can show fear and humiliation all at the same time. Oof, I don't miss being a teenager. So the actor that I'm choosing to play Terry is Tyler Posey. Now, Tyler is best known for one specific TV show that he did, and that is Teen Wolf. Not the Michael J. Fox, but they did a TV show called Teen Wolf, and he was the main actor. Now, in Teen Wolf, Tyler really does emote all of those traits that I said Terry needs to have. He can have, he can be that bar fight, kind of like, oh, you spilled my drink, punch you in the face. He could be the bright-eyed, oh my god, I don't know what to do type character. He just has the complete package, and he's a younger kid. He's old enough to play a little bit older of a Terry, but he's also young enough where they can dress him down to play a younger Terry. So Taylor, you are my Terry McGinnis. You fit the bill absolutely perfectly, but you need to have the chemistry with whoever's gonna play Batman, right? So let's move on to the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend, Bruce Wayne. Now we know at this point, Michael Keaton is recast. Now, he is always my choice to be in Batman Beyond. Even before this whole thing happened, I've always wanted a Batman Beyond and wanted the old Bruce Wayne to be Michael Keaton. But with that being said, I think that's too easy of a choice because that's who we all want. That's who I want. But let's just say it this way. Let's pretend Michael Keaton is busy. Let's say Michael Keaton is doing Beetlejuice 2 and he can't do a Batman Beyond film. If we play that storyline, who are we gonna get to replace Michael Keaton? So for one legendary character, we need an actor who is very well established, who can play just grumpy and mean and angry. And there's only one person that I can think of that can play it. No, it's not Danny DeVito. No, it's not Dustin Hoffman. No, it's not Harrison Ford. The actor that I'm thinking of is Mr. Clint Eastwood. Now think about this. During Batman Beyond, Bruce is old. He is done and seen things we couldn't even dream about. He's brittle. He just does not care. He has no filter on his mouth. Yeah, you hear that? I'm describing Clint Eastwood. If you don't believe me, look at his performance in Gran Torino. In that movie, he has no filter. He does not care. He does what he wants. No one messes with him because they're afraid of him. He's got that legendary cool voice that we all wish we had. But at the same time, Clint Eastwood can be very inspirational in the way that he carries himself. Now take Gran Torino, okay? Now look at him in $1 Million Baby. Very inspirational. So you kind of mix the two and you got Bruce Wayne. So you got a really good young actor to play opposite this really established older actor, Terry, Bruce. You see the connections? Oh, it's working so well. But Mr. Eastwood, you are legendary. You should be playing legendary roles, and Bruce Wayne is perfect, right up your alley. I hope if this happens and Michael Keaton can't do it, you'll be like, yeah, I can take it. But thanks guys for hanging out with me for a little bit here. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let me know who you want to see play these characters, or just let me know who you want to be Bruce Wayne. I love all your comments, guys. Thank you for leaving them. I read all of them. You guys are all fantastic. And until next time, guys, remember, there are bad Batman casting choices, and then there's George Clooney. Man, I hope Michael Keaton can be in Batman Beyond.